Okay, now before watching other games on the Leningrad Dutch, we also are going to learn about the strategic ideas for black. Okay, so obviously white d4, f5, and look, we can have different moves, order, it doesn't matter honestly, it's still okay, you just need to understand the system that you are playing. g3, knight f6, bishop g2, g6, that's what you are playing, right? You want to do this, that's all you need to do in order to play the Leningrad Dutch, right? So after g6 there is knight f3, bishop g7, castle, castle, c4, d6, that's it. That's all you had to do and you are in the Leningrad Dutch. Not very difficult to learn, right? But at this point you need to start to understand what you want to do, right? Why you are doing it. What precisely are you doing? Because we don't know. So black wants to have this advance possible, no? Because it creates this dangerous pawn in the center. Also when you exchange it, you still control 4 squares of the enemy camp. So that's important, right? But in order to do it right, you need to prepare it, okay? Why is this important? Because at a certain point you will attack the king side and you create a pawn storm, right? With this kind of formation. So that's why e5 is important. And notice that there is much more. Again, I just show you the pawn formation that it's ideal for you and that you want to achieve, right? Because that's what we want. Okay? So that's what we want to do. And then of course when it will be like this, this is how you finish the attack. So why is this important? Because it opens your mind to the kind of formation that you want to achieve, instead than memorizing moves, because they tell you, oh look, we have this fabulous system with recall of the moves, space repetition. Well, it's not really important if you know what you are doing and why. You don't have to memorize anything, because you know what you are doing and why, and that's what you need, right? So that's why you watch videos like this one. Another move, so how do we prepare this? With this move. Queen d8, e8 is a move that is played to prepare the e7, e5 push. Okay? Now, keep in mind that c6 is the move that we have seen in that game, in the inspiration games, and this is another maneuver that you play with your knight, and then you can also do this. So there are a lot of possibilities in the Leningrad Dutch, there are a lot of maneuvers, and this thing is what will help you to actually play the opening with understanding of it instead of memorization. That is not good at all. Now let me show you the main line of c6, because that's what I would like to learn, the Leningrad Dutch with move c6. And so let's watch this. d4, f5, c4, again, fight for the center, knight f6, fight for the center, g3, g6, bishop g2, bishop g7, as you can see everybody's fighting, knight f3, but it can also be played this one, knight h3, and this in the classical Dutch is really a good move and gives some kind of problems. So knight f3, castle, castle, d6, taking away this, from these two. Knight c3, c6, boom. c6 is really good. You say, oh, but then I cannot develop here. Yeah, we don't care, we don't care. So c6, very solid, flexible and reasonable move, because like I just showed you, there is this idea, tack, 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 tack. So as you can see, a very good move, right? c6, very solid, I think. And what does it do? c6, it totally blocks this guy, because this guy thought, oh, I have a diagonal. No, you don't have it anymore. We took it away from you. Okay, so now again, at this point you can play for the center, so that's an idea, okay? Or like I show you, there is knight a6, c7, rook b8, b5, so you can do that. And white has a lot of different moves that he can play. That's why you cannot really memorize stuff. That's why the space repetition is just a myth, because you need to understand what you are doing on the board, where your pieces need to land and why. What is the square that your pieces need to go and why. Memorization is not going to make you a master level player. Instead, understanding of what you are playing will do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and now we return to watch the games after we have the understanding of what were the strategic plans for white and black.